Good day and welcome. Welcome everyone to Living Every Day in the Word. The Word, the Word, the Word. All right. Today's lesson is about how important are the Ten Commandments. Well, not all of the we're not going to talk about all the Ten Commandments today. We're going to talk about one specifically. One specifically. This is what you see before you is a short list, or a short form of the Ten Commandments. You shall have no other gods before me. You shall not make idols. You shall not take the name of the Lord your God in vain. Remember the Sabbath to keep it holy. Honor your father and your mother. You shall not murder. You shall not commit adultery. You shall not steal. You shall not bear false witness against your neighbor. You shall not covet. This is the Ten Commandments in short form. The one commandment we're going to really look at today is remember the Sabbath. In long form, remember the Sabbath to keep it holy, as the Lord your God commanded you. 6 days you shall labor and do all your work, but the seventh day is the Sabbath day of the Lord, the Sabbath of the Lord your God. In it you shall do no work, you nor your son, nor your daughter, nor your male servant, nor your female servant, nor your ox, nor your donkey, nor any of your cattle, nor any stranger who is within your gates, that your male servant and your female servant may rest as well as you. And remember that you were a slave in the land of Egypt, and the Lord your God brought you out from there by a mighty hand and by an outstretched arm. Therefore the Lord your God commanded you to keep the Sabbath day. Now he said, observe the Sabbath day to keep it holy as the Lord your God commanded you. So he is commanding you to observe the Sabbath day. He is commanding you to observe the Sabbath day. He says 6 days. There are 6 other days in the week where you can do all the work, all the things that you need to do. But the seventh day is a Sabbath unto the Lord your God. You shall do no work. You should not have anybody around you working for you, doing work. That means no one. Okay? And he said, remember that you were a slave. You were a slave and God brought you out of slavery. So, and he is giving this day to you to rest. So what day is the Sabbath day? Well, most churches observe Sunday as a day of rest and worship. Many people assume that Sunday is the Sabbath. Well, the fourth day says, remember. I want you to understand this. It says, remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. Now, if the commandment says to remember, does that insinuate that we might just forget? We might just forget what day the Sabbath day is? God commanded that the seventh day be observed as a Sabbath day. A glance at your dictionary, your calendar, and in just about every instance, you'll see that Saturday is the seventh day of the week, while Sunday is the first day of the week on all calendars. According to God's calendar, the seventh day and always has been the Sabbath. The seventh day has always been the Sabbath day, and the seventh day on your calendar is Saturday. Although man has modified calendars throughout the centuries, the 7-day weekly cycle has remained intact throughout history. The days of the week have always remained in order, with Sunday as the first day and Saturday as the seventh day. So what day is the Sabbath day? It is Saturday. And again, the commandment says, remember the Sabbath day. So what day do you observe as God's Sabbath? What day do you observe as God's Sabbath? What day should you observe as God's Sabbath? That's a whole nother question. What day should you observe as God's Sabbath? How important? How important is keeping the Sabbath day? Well, there are many instances where in the Bible where it tells you uh, the importance of keeping the Sabbath day. Exodus 31:14. Ye shall keep the Sabbath therefore, for it is holy unto you. It is holy unto you. Every one that defileth it shall surely be put to death. Wow. Shall surely be put to death. For whosoever doeth any work where therein, that soul shall be cut off from among his people. That's pretty important. If you defile it, you shall be put to death. That's important. Okay, for us Christians, when we look at what happened when Jesus healed on the Sabbath day, not saying that they were right, because we're not going to get into that as part of the lesson today, but not saying they were right, but remember they were always say you were working, so we're going to put you to death. So how important is the Sabbath day? How important is Sabbath rest? I would say very important. 6 days may work be done, but in the seventh is the Sabbath of rest, holy to the Lord. Whosoever doeth any work in the Sabbath day, he shall surely be put to death. How important is the Sabbath day? How important is keeping the Sabbath unto the Lord? I would say very important. Very, very important. Many instances in the scripture. These are just samples. Exodus 31:14, 31:15, and 31:16, telling you of the covenant that God made with his people in keeping the Sabbath day. So just remember the importance of keeping the Sabbath day. Not going to get into a big lesson or a big exchange on it, but the Sabbath is a very important day. Keep it holy unto the Lord. Get your rest. He made it for you. He made the Sabbath day so that you can stop. Remember him. Keep it holy unto the Lord.